Okay, welcome to my final project of the class Structural Programming. I will be showing you my final code of my class Structured Programming in C. It will be a financial software analysis that will perform several tasks. I will read this. Welcome to the first edition of my financial software with a range of applications for small businesses to the corporate world. You only need to type your accounting data and I'll perform numerical analysis. Okay, so this project is named Financial Valuation in C. You can have data analysis on financial statements, financial statement analysis in C languages of a given company. You can analyze income statement and balance sheet. The numerical analysis is run in C and can calculate financial ratios, run statistical analysis to perform valuations of small businesses or even a company listed on the stock exchange. In finance, valuation is the process of determining the present value of an asset. Valuations can be done on assets or on liabilities. The valuation guide will be a fundamental analysis, ratio calculations, valuation, and an output. Okay, so first, in this program, we use structures and headers. We will have a header file, named structure.h, in which we declare our two structures named balance sheet and income statement. Here are the both of the structures: balance sheet that contains a char, an integer, and float data types. This is the balance sheet structure, and this is the income statement structure that contains another char, an integer named the year, and the float data type as revenue, cost, gross profit, sales, general and administration, interest, tax, and profit. So our flow of the program is first, we perform the main running code. We created .txt files to input data. We create them and we will be able to write and read data from them and perform calculations. Then we add data to financial statements that needs to be uploaded to a standard input output. Then we have a menu to select operations where we can calculate with the numbers saved and select from a range of operations that will evaluate scenarios, and then the end of the program. The add data process is the first one to appear because our operations can start without data to be calculated. In the process of data input, we have a while loop as shown as here, and we have our functions of add data to the balance sheet and income statement. Then once we've typed the info, it will appear the main menu. The first is manipulation of data, refers to a modified process of an input that has been mistaken typed wrong, or if we want to change our data. Number two is visualize, that will print both statements in the terminal. The number three will be the ratio calculations, will perform numerical operations known as financial ratios of the given data. Number four, the valuation prints a valuation table with the stock price that is being given. And number five, exits the program. The menu is a switch statement, and the ratios have the logic of if statements. The function ratios will evaluate the info from both balance sheet and income statement to return values such as current ratio, profitability, debt ratio, return on equity, liability levels, and more. The valuation will also include a forecast that is a for statement. Valuation, as the name implies, will evaluate valuation multiples. And this is our program. So let me explain in here in my Visual Studio Code IDE. In here, we include our standard libraries, our structure.h, that is here. We have both our structures, our file. This is the another structure. Then I will go to main, and here is our body of the code. Here we'll print the first welcome messages, and the first task is open balance. So I will go to open balance. Open balance, and we'll open the first txt files of the balance sheet. Then open income will open another .txt file for the income statement. Then we will type the data to the balance sheet with these questions with printf and scanf operations. And we'll write the data in our txt file in our document. Then we will display the data. Then we add the information to the income statement in a similar structure of a while, like as the balance sheet. And we will display the income statement with our data. After that, we will display the menu in a switch statement where we can manipulate data, visualize, do the calculations, or the valuation. Here's our switch statement, our logic behind our switch statement, and every function. So let's give it a try to know how it works. Over here is the ratios calculation, the first message, the calculations, and the logic of the financial ratios. It has the if statement, if some ands to have some expected output, the current ratio, profitability, leverage ratio, return on equity, and the index. And here we have valuation and forecast. Valuation table and a for statement that will forecast for the next 5 years the growth rate of the data. So let's give it a try. We will run this code. It takes some time for my computer. My computer doesn't have enough RAM for these applications. So here's our first message, the financial valuation software. Welcome to the first edition of my financial software with a range of applications for small business to corporate world. You only need to type your accounting data and I'll perform numerical analysis. Okay, add data to a balance sheet. Edition of the balance sheet, the first one. Let me type the data we have in here in my README file. Type year 2020, assets in millions, liabilities. For example, if I mistakenly type more debt than liabilities, it will bring an error because we have to type less debt than the liabilities because we have to code our accounting equation. So I will type this data. Do you want to change data? Nope. And here's my balance sheet. Same as this one. The addition of the income statement is the first one. Type year 2020. My total revenue 800. My cost of sales is 325. My gross profit is 475. It's calculated in here. My sales and general administrative cost 250, and the interest expense is 75. Taxes is 20%. Nope. And here's my income statement. You can see the same as here. So now here's the menu. We can visualize data. I want to perform another task. Here we have our ratio calculations. Let me zoom here to have a better understanding of the flow of the program. And here's our current ratio. Ratio analysis is a quantitative method of gaining insight into a company's liquidity, operational efficiency, and profitability by studying financial statements such as the balance sheet and income statement. Ratio analysis is a cornerstone of fundamental equity analysis. So we have here our current ratio, profitability margin, debt ratio, and return on equity. And we have a flow, the program. Here we have a solid business results because I have a balance sheet that is solid with a growing company. So we have excellent results in here. Just want to perform now the financial valuation. We have given us price tag. And here is my valuation table with the logic and my forecast for financial metrics in the next 5 years. As you can see, here it is. But what if we have other data that we want to change? One for balance sheet or something else for income statement. I will type one. The balance sheet edition. Let me be the second one. Edition. I type the number 2. It doesn't exist, the number 2 balance sheet. Okay, so I will type a new one. 21 assets in millions, 100 with 200 liabilities, 120 in debt. No, it's not incorrect. So we have an equity level negative. So it will have ratio calculations lower than expected. For example, here, business has more liabilities than assets. Net income results creates value, but your business has too much debt. And the number 8, the business is burning cash. Business may be in the need to declare bankruptcy. So this is the range of applications we can do in here in our program. For example, I have another issue in here that our company isn't growing too much. I want to perform another task. The visualization of data. And that is my program. Thank you for watching. If you have more comments or something to want to talk about, you can send me an email, or you can look for my account in GitHub or send me an email, as I said. And thank you.